Namaskar, this is Dr. Arvind. I am grateful for the opportunity to be present at this gathering titled Pledge for Good Governance. The phrase itself is important. A pledge is not a complaint, it is not an accusation, it is not a performance. A pledge is a commitment. And good governance, if we think deeply about it, it is not just about government, it is about the character of a civilization. When governance fails, we usually ask, who is in power? Which party is responsible? Which office bearer failed? These are valid questions. But today I want to submit a deeper thought. Good governance doesn't begin in the secretariat, it begins in the culture of the people. If a society celebrates shortcuts, then institutions become corrupt. If a society normalizes silence, then injustice becomes routine. If citizens want benefits without duties, rights without responsibilities, and progress without discipline, then no administration, however talented, can permanently save that society. So the question before us is not only how do we get good governance, the deeper question is how do we become a people capable of sustaining good governance. To me, good governance rests on 5 pillars. First, trust. A society cannot function if citizens trust nobody and institutions trust nobody. Trust reduces friction, it makes cooperation possible, it lowers the hidden tax of suspicion. Second, transparency. Power becomes dangerous when it becomes opaque, whether in government, education, business, or civil society. Opacity breeds privilege and privilege breeds decay. Third, accountability. A post is not an ornament. Authority is not status. Every office, every institution, every profession must answer one simple question. Whom do you serve and how do you show it? Fourth, competence. Good intentions are not enough. A well-meaning but inefficient system can damage society just as much as a dishonest one. Governance must be ethical, but it must also be capable. 5. The fifth, civic morality. No law can compensate for the absence of conscience. No policy can replace personal integrity. Today, we often discuss governance only in terms of politics, but I believe good governance must be understood much more broadly. A family needs governance, a school needs governance, a hospital needs governance, a municipality needs governance, a company needs governance, a nation needs governance. Wherever there is power, there must be responsibility. Wherever there is responsibility, there must be scrutiny. And wherever there is scrutiny, there must also be self-scrutiny. That is why an intellectual myth such as this one matters. Because intellectual must not only criticize, they must clarify, they must not only react, they must illuminate, they must not merely diagnose the darkness, they must help design the lamp. Let me place a few ideas which may sound unconventional but which I believe are necessary. My first idea is this: governance should be measured not only by GDP, roads, or schemes, but by the amount of friction a common citizen faces in living an honest life. How difficult it is for a person to get a certificate without influence. How difficult is it to obey the rules without harassment? How difficult is it to be truthful without being penalized? A truly civilized state is one in which honesty is not heroic, it is normal. My second idea is this: every public institution should publish a simple citizen dignity score, not merely performance data, not merely expenditure data, but a measure of how respectfully people are treated. Because often governance does not fall or fail only through delay or corruption, it fails through humiliation. A poor person insulted in an office, a senior citizen ignored in a queue, a young student made to feel powerless, a patient treated without dignity. These are not small matters. These are moral failures of governance. My third idea is this: we need to teach governance as a civic habit, not just a constitutional chapter. Children should learn how to stand in line, how to keep public place clean, how to disagree without hatred, how to verify information, how to participate in community life, how to respect both freedom and order. If we do not cultivate civic culture early, we will keep demanding from the state that society itself has failed to build. In my view, the future of good governance in India will not be decided only by elections. It will be decided by whether we can create cleaner habits, clearer thinking, stronger institutions, and more courageous citizens. Our democracy does not become great merely because people vote. It becomes great when people remain morally aware and awake between elections. This is a true test. Good governance also requires a change in public imagination. We should stop thinking of governance as a distant machine and start thinking of it as a shared ecosystem. The citizen is not outside it. The teacher is not outside it. The journalist is not outside it. The intellectual is not outside it. The businessman is not outside it. The artist is not outside it. We are all co-authors of the Republic. And therefore, our place today should not be limited to asking others to become better. It should begin by asking, where in my sphere can I reduce disorder? Where can I increase fairness? Where can I make system cleaner, kinder, and more truthful? Because a nation rises not only by great leaders, but by millions of small acts of seriousness. Before I conclude, let me say this. Good governance is not merely administrative efficiency. It is ethical order with human dignity. It is not the rule of fear. It is the rule of trust, fairness, and responsibility. It is not just about controlling society. It is about enabling society to flourish. It is, if we truly want good governance, then let our place today be threefold. To demand integrity from institutions, to practice integrity in our own conduct, and to build a culture where public life is once again seen as a sacred duty, not a private opportunity. Because the future does not belong only to the powerful, it belongs to the responsible. Let us remember, a nation is not weakened first by poverty of resources. It is weakened by poverty of standards. And it is not renewed first by slogans. It is renewed by character. If we want good governance, let us become worthy of it, demand it, and practice it every day in every sphere of life. Thanks.